Hello, greetings here on this first Saturday. We have made it to the first Saturday again, you all. I am so excited to be here. I am Courtney Lee Smith, your grief and loss strategist. I am here to give you godly strategies on how to thrive through your loss. And how do we do that? Because I meet you on the road, no matter where you broke down, if you need restoration, if you need tools, whatever it is to help you continue to roll on this journey. And we've all experienced grief or loss. We might be in the midst of it right now, and we're needing a word or strategy on how to shift and how to move and how to thrive in this space that we're in. I am so excited to be here today to continue our journey together. If today is your first time connecting with a first Saturday, make sure you click the link below to watch some of the previous episodes. It's a great playlist of some great things that we've already talked about. So time is wonderful because we are here with I Am Her, which is healed, equipped, and resilient, because that's what we are, healed, equipped, and resilient, to talk about the strategy of today. And today's word is the hands-on experience of grief. The hands-on experience of grief means the journey is different for each and every one of us, but it requires you to put your hands on it, to do some self-work, to do something to make a change and a shift so that you can see a difference in yourself. All right. Like I said, if you haven't been here before, I'm going to tell you this analogy we're going to use when we talk about the vehicle. The vehicle is us. We are the wonderful vehicle that God has created to take us on this journey. And we're going to start with our foundational scripture today. Join me, 2 Kings 4:24. 2 Kings 4:24. It says, she saddled the donkey and said to the servant, hurry, don't slow down unless I tell you to. This is the New Living Translation. And it says, don't slow down unless I tell you to. And the thing is, she saddled the donkey and she said to the servant, hurry, don't slow down unless I tell you to. And realize in this analogy, we're making ourselves the servant. We're making ourselves a servant because we are being obedient to God. We are moving at the pace that He has given us. We don't slow down until God tells us to. So in different phases of your life, you are in different gears. So today, the analogy, I want you to picture, I don't know how many of you all know the difference between an automated vehicle and a manual vehicle. And I know in society, we have got so keen, everything needs to be automated, everything needs to be quick, fast, and heard. We don't have to put our hands on everything. But this part of our lives, we're going to have to put our hands on. In this season, we're going to have to put our hands on it. We're going to have to be in control of it. We're not going to just be able to click it and let it automate, and all of a sudden time is going to heal. Time is not going to change anything unless we step in, take the reins, and we control the speed according to how it has been prescribed to us. So what did God to say to you as the servant? Did He say go fast? Did He say go slow? What steps did He do? What direction does He have you going in? So let's think about, we have this manual car. I know nowadays everybody doesn't know how to drive a manual car or a gearbox, a stick shift, whatever you want to call it, because it requires you to be a little bit more focused on the driving, the journey, each step that you're taking, versus focused on just getting there. In life, sometimes we're focused on just getting there. So the hands-on experience makes you focus right here in the present, right here in the now. So that's what I need you to jump in on this journey. I want you to be right here in the now. So imagine we're going to stick shift, and you know, stick shifts come in a lot of various forms when we're talking about stick shift. So that's why sometimes it's an actual stick. If you're on a motorcycle, the gears are on is like a foot, unless it's in the handles. So you change your gears different ways. It's not necessarily stick. That's why some of them, they call them a manual gearbox. But what it really is telling you, you got to put your hands on it in order to go to the next speed. In this particular scripture, it says, don't slow down unless I tell you to. So what is God speaking to you? Yes, there are seasons, and right now, sometimes in the grief season, we got to slow down, we got to marinate it on, understand. But sometimes we can get so slow that we wallow, and it's like we're not moving at all, and you're tearing up your vehicle. Like I say, if you're not sure about a manual vehicle and how this works, a lot of times you can tear your vehicle up if you are not experienced in driving it. So on this journey, what I need you all to see with me now, we're riding, we're obedient to the instruction, don't slow down. So that means when we're getting ready to hit the next level, you know, we're moving at an easy pace, but now we have to get to the next gear. We have to pay attention. We have to shift, and we got to clutch. We got to shift, and we have to clutch. That means it's a two-part change in this drive, not just when we're driving a regular automation. There is nothing that you have to move once you put that car in drive. All you do is put your foot to the pedal and you make it go the speed that you want to go. There is nothing else. And if you are a little bit more relaxed on this journey, you got the next level of automation, and you've put your life on cruise control. You've put your life on cruise control, not aware of the hills and the ups and the downs that you must go through in life. You are on cruise control. So in this place, when you're on grief, this is a hands-on experience. You have no cruise control, because then you're just flowing according to other people's timeline for you. And that's why I call it a hands-on experience, because you got to know the next speed. If you want to get a little bit more speed and a little bit more power, you got to put your hands on it. You got to push yourself to the next level. You have to make a decision to keep the speed up and be obedient to what God has called. So that is what I'm talking about, this hands-on experience. You got to put your hand on the gear to get to the next level. It is self-work required. That's why it's called a hands-on experience. It requires you to do something. It requires you to put a little bit more power. It requires you to put a little bit more speed on it, because you're in a different place in your life, whether you're trying to get uphill, whether you're trying to get down here, whether you're trying to make it around a curve. It requires you to put your hand on the gear shift, whether it's on the bike in the handle, whether it is throwing it down on your foot, but you got to clutch and gear it in order to have the next place. And the clutch and gear that God has provided for us in his life, first of all, is obedience. Obedience gives us that place, because we heard the instruction. We heard the instruction when we saddled it up. We heard the instruction when we got in. That was our first part, because we got on. But then we're keeping to the speed that God has required for our lives. We're not trying to keep up with anybody else. We're not trying to get to anybody else's designation. We're on our own specific grief journey, which requires to put our hands on the gear. And you said, why are we talking about this gear? Because we're talking about power and we're talking about speed. And if you all know, power is given in the place when we have prayer. Speed is given in the place when we take action with our faith. And when we put faith and prayer together, that is the power and the speed that God carries us to our next, through our grief, through our loss. And we're going according to God. That means he's put protection around us. There's no such thing as we're going to get stopped for going too fast. We're going to get stopped for going too slow, because it's prescribed specifically by the speed that God has given us. So you want to make sure you are going according to the power of the word, and you're going according to the speed that's prescribed for your life. So that's very crucial on this journey when we're doing the experience. A lot of times, and I'm gonna say for me, this maybe never happened to you when you're on the highway and you feel like you're being forced to go a little bit faster because everybody else is out there speeding. That's what it feels like. So you say, oh, well, I gotta speed up to keep up with everybody else, or everybody is going slow. And I said, oh, I need to slow down so I don't get pulled over and get a ticket. And a lot of time on the journey, we're looking at everybody else and what they're experiencing, what they're feeling. we've lost a person, we've lost a job, we've lost some finances, and we look at everybody else and see how they're dealing with it. And what happens is we feel like, oh, well, if we don't respond and react in these ways, people will feel that there is something wrong with us. Hey, it's nothing wrong with you. It's all right with you, because it is your feelings, your response, your action that is actually given to you by God's instruction, because he made us all unique and fearfully, wonderfully made. So that means we're not supposed to act the same. That means we're not supposed to respond the same. We're all different, unique vehicles. So if we can embrace this journey and really say, hey, I can put my hand in my car and still be aware of other people out here. And that's the thing, not causing an accident, not trying to emulate someone else, but being obedient to the instruction that is given to us. Don't slow down unless I tell you to. And that is what God is telling us. Stay at your speed, stay in your lane, go according to what it is I've given you. God has put a certain amount of skill in your hand. He's put a certain amount of power for you to clutch it and gear it. And the thing is, when we're talking about this speed, you know, speed is not something we're talking about, like we're not racing to get there, because we always know that God said the race is not given to the swift. The speed we're talking about is talking about being able to catch the revelation of God. How long does it teach you to catch what the Holy Spirit is telling you, to catch being healed, to catch yourself before you respond and react outside of the character of God? How fast can you grab your gear so you don't damage your transmission? How fast can you put your hand on the gear in the clutch and move according to the things that come up in your life without tearing up your vehicle internally? Because that's the thing, a lot of us are internally tearing ourselves up because we're out here trying to mimic and do things that other people are doing. We're stressing ourselves out, we're causing headaches, we're causing damage, causing heartache, because we're so focused on what other people are going to think and believe. And this is our vehicle. In this journey, when the instructions was given, it didn't say keep up with everybody else that's on the road. It didn't say pay attention to everybody else's space. It says keep going until I tell you to slow down. And you will know. God gives us a period of slowness where we need to rest, where our pace needs to change according to the road that we're on. So this is an awareness. And the only way you can be aware is you got to take automation off. We've become a society that everything needs to be automated. Everything needs to be quick. Everything needs to be on a cycle like everybody else. But our life is in the hands of God. And he has given us the freedom to choose his instruction. And when he gives us his instruction, faith is us putting our hands on the work that he has given us to move within assignment. So grief is an assignment for each of us so we can stretch and grow ourselves. If we are not being a part of that season and that assignment, we miss that stretching, we miss that growth that we need on that part of the journey. So be careful that you have not gotten so automated that you have missed your season of grief and suppressed it because you're looking at what everybody is doing, trying to keep up on your job, trying to keep up with routine, trying to keep up, not looking like you're going through something. But the key on the journey is you're going through, you're still moving, you're still shifting, you're still getting beyond. I might not be going your speed. I might not even be going your direction. But the thing is, I'm moving according to how God has prescribed for my life. So on this journey, remember these things. Put your hand. Don't let anybody else shift your gears and click your clutch. Put your foot. These are the things that you have to experience for yourself. So number one, that's why it's a hands-on experience. It is the instruction that God has given you, your journey, your direction. So keep your hand, keep your foot on the clutch to be aware of what is going on in your life, the curves, the bumps, and then understand the power that you have to control the speed that you're going, to be obedient to your journey. So that's the second stuff, on awareness. The first part is being active in it. The second part is being aware of the journey. That's what the clutching and requires you to be aware of the journey, not in cruise control mode. And number three requires you to be less distracted by what everybody else is doing, but be obedient to the word. So I just really wanted to jump in. If you all jumped in late, it's 2 Kings 4:24, and it's all about the specific instruction that you're given on your journey, keeping your hands-on experience, not trying to follow anybody else's prescribed. And I know, you know, you have experts out here that give you a 1, 2, 3 step process, but each and everything is unique to us. And we know that on the journey, there's a specific strategy and formula because you are going through something specific, even though we all may have experienced and lost the same exact thing, it means something different to us in different places and affects each one of us differently. So we all have to hand-on experience it for our own selves. I cannot tell you that your journey is like my journey. So that is the key on this grief space, that we have to listen and understand what is it that we need to work on within ourselves in order to be able to shift through grief and move beyond loss. And I pray for each and every one of you all that you thrive on this journey, whatever it is that you feel like that God is instructing you to move quickly through. Because when you get to the destination that he has for you, if you can continue to read before 424, 423, they were going to meet a man of God. So stay on your destination so you can meet the man or the woman of God that you were assigned to go to. And it's not, don't have to be on a Sunday. It don't have to be on a Sabbath. It don't have to be a special occasion. Be obedient outside of that special occasion. And the thing is, arrive at that place where it is so you can get that comfort, so you can see that joy and peace and fullness again. So as I say, please take an opportunity to read down below in the description in the many ways that we can connect together, which is giving you opportunity to join my membership, whether you want to join as the annual member or you want to take an opportunity to grab some more free tools, or if you just want to grab our new book that's coming out in a few weeks. Is it a few weeks? Or it'll be here at the beginning of the year, but definitely grab that pre-order. And I thank you all as always for jumping in on this first Saturday and joining us here. Please, if you watch this in the live or in the replay, comment, give feedback, share with somebody, tag somebody that you know that may be going through or need a little help, need a little nudge, need a little push, need a little pull in this season. So I thank you for joining us here on this first Saturday, here in this place. I am her healed, equipped, and resilient. Meet us here in this place again on first Saturday. If you're looking for other opportunities to connect with us, join us on the YouTube and see the different things where we're having healthy grief conversations. So I look forward to seeing you all in these various places.